So we're back, and this time we're looking at Make AI agents, and we're integrating it with basically with Telegram and creating a little agent that we can chat to. In this case, I've just set it up so I can look at the internet using a tool which we can use to research any topic we choose, and just creates a very simple summary of what we're going to look up and return it back to Telegram. So it's just basically a simple example of how Make AI agents work. Okay, so let's look at what the actual program does. So here we are, we have a FergBot, which is beautifully named. It's ready for us to type something in, so we'll type in, let's just move this out so you can see it executing at the same time. We'll type, what's a topic? So we'll try what happens yesterday in Hollywood news. So let's try that. We'll see what it comes up with. We'll look at our research tool here. You should be able to see it executing. Unfortunately, it's going to slow down as we talk. Just wait for it to load at the moment. So basically, okay, so here it's actually beaten us to it. It's here's a summary of Hollywood news from October 24, 2023. Okay, so probably I need to clear up exactly what I mean by yesterday. But basically, it's created a bunch of information, which it researched off the internet, but probably that's obviously very simple, and we could have done it with Google search. But the way it did it is probably what's most interesting to us, which is using a Make AI agent. I'll try another topic. Let's think of another one. We'll just see what Trump's doing with his tariffs at the moment. Trump tariffs. We'll see what it knows about that. This will be a bit more recent, hopefully, and it's being a fairly recent topic. It's something that would require research, as you can see here, on the internet to actually create. We'll just see how it goes. You can see the Make AI agent is just thinking, and what's actually happening is it's reaching out to a tool, and yeah, here it's come back with a bunch of information about President Trump's tariffs. All very simple stuff. It's just created that from an internet search. Okay, so let's look at how it works. And probably the important thing, there is some tricks to it that you need to know in order to get it to work properly. So let's have a look at the agent. Now, starting with the Telegram bot, just a simple one. I'm not going to talk through how you connect to Telegram. It is a little tricky. You do have to use a particular Telegram, what would you say, Telegram program called FatherBot, which kind of creates a bot for you. It's fairly simple, to be honest, it's a little tricky, but you'll be able to figure it out if you just search create a Telegram bot. We've created that connection. What this one does is it watches the update. So anytime you type something into Telegram, it will basically respond or see that update and bring it back into Make. Now, we'll look at our actual reply. What this is it'll print out what the Make AI agent does. We'll just wait for it to load. It's just being a little slow. Okay, so basically you've got a chat ID. I'll talk about that in a minute. And we just send back our response being from the Make AI agent. Okay, so now for the meat and the bones, let's have a look at the Make AI agent. Just wait for it to load up. It's a little slow. As soon as I run Loom, it goes very slow. We'll see we've got Sam's research tool, and it has a system tool here, which is an automation that we'll have a look into in a minute, but it's just a basic Google research tool. So we'll have a look at the configuration of the agent. And we'll just wait for that to load as well. This one I've made very, very simple, just for the exercise. Still taking a while to load. We'll just wait for him to go. Okay, so I might open the AI agent in another screen. I'll open that link in a new tab. Okay, so a little difficulty there getting that to load, but we've now got it in the screen. Okay, so I've made it a very, very basic one. You can see here what we've done. So the system prompt is the main part where you tell the the agent what it needs to do. Okay, so in this case, I've got it. You're a specialist chatbot that interacts with the user, gets a search term, and uses a research tool to create quick summaries of search topics. The user will supply your search topic when you interact with them. Use the Google search tool, which is this one down here, to create a quick summary and return it to the user. If we have a look at agent settings, okay, so this one I've used OpenAI. It's used just GPT-4o Mini. It's got a name and a bunch of configuration, which I haven't changed, but normally there may be opportunities for you to change that, but in my case, that's what I've used. Now we'll have a look at the Google Research tool. Okay, so here's our Google Research tool. Now there's a few important things to look at here. The obvious thing obviously is using Perplexity API, which has connection to the internet. Just a simple model usage. Create a quick summary of this topic based on the first three Google search topic results for this. First three Google search results for this topic, and topic being topic, which is actually supplied as an input, which is probably the most important thing to notice. So that's a nice simple usage of Perplexity. What we have down here is inputs and outputs. If we could just move my image out of the way. We have a look at inputs and outputs. Now, these are really important when you're using an AI agent because the agent needs to be able to send an input to a tool in order to, well, be able to communicate with the tool, basically. So we have a topic. This is a topic to be researched by this automation, which will just correct that spelling mistake. Save. And also, this module here is a scenario return output. And we'll see we have here in the scenario outputs, we have called a summary, which has a description basically that I've created. This is a summary of the topic researched by this automation. So it tells that tells the agent what we're doing here and gives that large language model a bit of information about what it's doing. So we'll save this and we will return to our main. Okay, so just looking at our main scenario flow here. Let's have a look at the AI agent because that and the filter are the real two tricky parts of this particular input. Now let's have a look at the agent itself. Now, okay, so basically what happens here is the agent, which is Sam's research tool, uses the Google Research tool, which is another scenario flow, to research the internet based on a topic, which is input. So message by text, that's from Telegram. That's actually your input text. So when I typed in Trump tariffs, that would have come through here. The thread ID. Now this is important. You need to keep a unique ID with the Make AI agent so it knows the context, being that the previous messages you've entered into the thread, the message thread. So in this case, I've used the message from ID, which actually, if we look at Telegram, comes through here. It's this random number here, and that's it there. Basically, that ID is the one we've used for the thread ID. And so that's that. Let's just cancel out this and I'll just talk through how the flow works again. So basically, Telegram bot just waits for anything you type into Telegram. The Make AI agent processes that input and uses its Google Research tool to go off the internet and find some information about what you put in. And the Telegram bot replies and tells you basically what's going on with that particular topic. Now, an important little hack here is you need a filter. Now, what this is, when the bot replies to Telegram, it doesn't, unless you tell it in this filter, it doesn't know that it's not supposed to act on that particular input. In which case, if you let it act on its own input, basically it would create a recursive loop and it would just run forever. So what you need to do is create a filter here and say if the message is from the bot, if that's true, then we don't want it to go through this filter. Okay, so that basically, so not equal to true. So if it's a bot message, we don't want to process it again. So let's just run it one more time just to see what we're up against. Okay, so what's a recent topic? Let's think. We'll try current tennis rankings. Current men's tennis rankings. We'll see how accurate this is. Well, let's just see what the tool comes up with. Just got to wait a bit patiently. In fact, I might pause the video. Okay, so the beauties of working with AI, it's actually pulled the results as of October 2023, which I think is simply a case of the first 3 Google search results probably had an entry from that particular year. So I wouldn't say, look at this, okay, it doesn't work. It's not actually the AI agents or the Telegram or anything like that itself. I think it's simply that Google has some old results, perhaps when Perplexity goes off and reaches to it. Anyway, that's it. I mean, from this, maybe you can see some of the use cases that are available with AI agents. And I guess it's connecting users just typing natural language to any kind of intelligence system, really. And there's really a lot of things you can use it for. I've used it for clients with our reporting. I've seen it used with a number of different things. It's very, very powerful, and it's something I really recommend that you have a go at learning. Anyway, thanks for your time.